Okay, y'all. So real quick, I want to talk about this Haley and DDG situation. And I had been said before the receipts had totally dropped what I felt. And don't get me wrong, I like both of them. She could be a niece, he could be a nephew. But I knew she was a whole production when she didn't want her son on streaming, and when she knew that's what her baby daddy did for a living, and I'm sure that probably was discussed. I'm gonna have him all da da da. So I already knew then. But when DDG came and said, I just want to see my son, and he had this look on his face, I knew he had some receipts. And I stitched the video and I was like, y'all coming for DDG, but something tells me it's the other way around. And the reason why I said that is because I lived in Hollywood around a lot of actors. And I said this, I say, how do you think she's able to book The Little Mermaid? A very angelic little innocent role, and you have to be a great actress to do that. So she can put on the front in front of y'all, but I was reading all between the scenes. And no, I'm not saying DDG was innocent in the situation, but I knew who and what he was dealing with. I was like, some tell me Haley is a whole production, y'all. I don't care what y'all say. I like her. I think she's beautiful. I think a black, she looked like me. I'm gonna go hard for that. But I was like, DDG didn't got him one, baby. He didn't got him one. I know they love that little boy, and that little boy loves his dad. And I never would think he would do anything to harm him. And the same with Haley. I don't think she'll do anything to harm him, even though those text messages were very alarming. And the way DDG looked was like, all I want to do is see my son. He was like, I'm going to drop the. He had a look of, I'm dropping receipts. I already knew. I was like, just wait. Y'all gonna come all hard for DDG and DDD. And she didn't told a story about him chipping her tooth, and she didn't did a whole entire whole production in the car and chipped on tooth. So it's like a lot of stuff. You gotta wait till the evidence come out before you get the da 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 over here. And I know us black women, we want to be riding with Haley. We want that. You know what I'm saying? Black woman, she playing a mermaid. We like, and yes, and she is. So we want that. But y'all have to still look at all the evidence and then say, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But my thing wasn't to, bash or whatever. I hope they work it out. They're a young couple. They both are, successful. And I just hope they, behind the scenes. But she started it by first. Cause he was being weird. When I see DDG with her. Now that I read all the text messages, they weren't even together, and he still was holding it. They both was playing it off, and you could just tell all DDG wanted to do is spend time with his son, be a dad, etc., etc. And she behind the scenes cutting the hook, the hiccup. She was telling y'all low keyly, like, don't think I can play a role, and that's how most of those Hollywood actors, from my experience. I was like, what the? It was the Sugar Bears and her 50 cents that was cool. The ones that everybody want to say a whole entire production, those were cool ones. That was just my experience. So, you know, um, like I said before, I just hope they, because I hate to say I don't believe it because you can't look over things because I'm still gonna monitor you, but that was all to get his attention. What she needs to do is focus on that career that she has, shoot her movies, get her Flossie, get you a little NBA, little football player, and don't crash out on them because you are insecure. Just you know what you chose, and every woman has it'll be like when I was young. I went and crashed out too. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do to get your attention. But now we see that it doesn't work, and you still gonna do what you do. Okay, you'll never have that from me again. Okay, I'm gonna level up. I'm gonna give me a flossy, and that's just what it is. And then she better do the Cardi B way. So what? I'm having fun. So what? He may have some, you know, receipts that he messed with. I'm having fun. Anything to stay away from you. DDG gonna do what he do. DDG gonna have the baddies come on. You know, he have a popular streaming page or whatever. So he gonna do that. What you need to do is take time, finish your movie, Kaylee, then come out, boom, and mean it. And don't let it be no real quickie, quick. Like, yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. Cause you gotta come back from them text messages. You got to come back from the test message. And you kept on playing until he actually dropped the receipts. Because he had a look of, I'm going to drop these receipts on his face. I called it out. I've been said it. I said, no, I'm telling you that. So, that DDG, DDG. I said, mm-mm. If you know what I know, you know that them Hollywood actors, how do you think they get all the way up there? Baby, it's a whole rat race. I'm just trying to tell you, not just trying to expose anything, because like I said before, I love Haley. I think, like she looked like me. And she's, out in doing big Hollywood things. But we gotta call a spade a spade. It's something else I peeped. I was like, DDG got a black ass mama around my age. In the comments. It's something else I peeped. I was like, DDG got a black ass mama around my age. If you sit here and think that lady ain't behind the scenes telling him what to do and what not to do for her black ass son that she loved, that's bringing in the cash cow, you got to be out your mind. You got to be out of your mind. She want to keep her son safe because she love him. She love that little boy, her grandson. So she's like, look, this what you do. This boom, 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 boom. Because she have put herself in a position where she can do those sprinkle stuff on top with a cherry on top. She got. So you think his mama wasn't behind the scenes like, hey, keep your receipts. Yeah. And stay, keep doing what you do. Ignore that. Get your son. I'm gonna see my grandbaby. Blah blah blah. So yeah, that's what mamas like us do. So like I said, I just hope everything works out. And you guys let me know what you think in the comments.